Movies, you guys. Wouldn't it be wild if not one, but two movies predicted Charlie Kirk's assassination? Now, remember I showed you guys this movie called Tempest, which came out on the same day that Charlie Kirk died, September 10th, about a politician getting shot in the neck. I would just like to know, how did this movie from 1998 called Snake Eyes predict everything that happened? Now, in short, the movie's about a detective who goes to a boxing match and witnesses the assassination of the Secretary of Defense by, you guessed it, a shot in the neck. How is it that this guy who gets shot, his name is Charles Kirkland, like Charlie Kirk? You can't make this up. Now, in this boxing match, one of the fighters' names is Tyler, and he has a very interesting nickname, which is the Executioner. Oh, you mean the same name as Charlie's killer, Tyler, in which executed him in front of everybody. And not only that, the full name of this boxer is actually Lincoln Tyler, like Lincoln, who also got assassinated. And this date does look like September 10th, but it's actually the 19th. It looks like, I can't see, it's not too clear, because if you compare that 0 to the other one, it doesn't look the same. So that one's debunked. Then you have the city itself it took place in, which is Atlantic City, in which the filming actually took place at Trump's Taj Mahal Hotel Casino in Atlantic City. Now, what are the chances that Charlie Kirk's father actually helped build not only Trump Tower in New York, but other hotel casinos like the Tropicana in Atlantic City? And not to mention, one of the characters in the movie who was a hotel casino owner was based off of Trump. Now, speaking of Trump, not only that Erika Kirk, Charlie's wife, knew Trump long before Charlie did when she won Miss Arizona in the pageant that Trump owned, but how is it possible that in this scene where this guy gets assassinated, there is a blonde in a white satin suit, just like Erika?
I'm telling you, you are the one that's going to be sorry.
And I quote, "I'm telling you, you're the one that's going to be sorry." Bro, what? Now, with all that being said, with the cherry on top, we have an all-seeing eye right in that scene right before he gets shot. This is why I watch movies with a different lens, you guys, because it's either predictive programming, they have some type of time travel. I don't know how this all works, but this is more than just a coincidence. As always, make sure you get into my Telegram and let me know what you think about all this down below.
What's going on, everybody? It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another live stream. Listen, we got a lot we need to unpack. I want y'all to stick around. We definitely got to talk about this, man. So get the likes up. Make sure y'all active in the chat. We definitely got to get to it, brothers and sisters. Let's get it.
They working against us. They hate our souls. They hate us. They hate our righteous indignation. They hate the exhortation that dwells in us. They hate our love. They hate our conviction. They hate the fact that we repented. They hate the fact that we're truthful, honest, and bold. They hate our courage. Them devils hate us. We're not finna line ourselves up with these weirdos and freaks. With these weirdos and freaks. They working against us. They hate our souls. Weirdos and freaks. But these weirdos and freaks, they working against us. They hate our souls. Nubreed.
Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Undoubtedly, the one you call Jesus Christ was a black man. He was melanated. He had hair like wool. He had a deep voice. He was dark skinned. He wasn't only just a black man. He was a dark skinned man. He wasn't brown. He wasn't light skinned. No, Christ was dark. We're talking about Wesley Snipes, dark. So let's make that clear. That's how he's described biblically. I don't know who this character is that they put up, but clearly the Most High God ain't happy with it. What my man Sizzler say? We serve no white God. I'm sorry, he's not white. Christian, I know that you have a hard time accepting this. You have a hard time understanding that Christ is the same image as your sons, as your uncles, as your father, as your grandfather, as the man that you dealt with. Yeah, he came in that same image. His lineage and bloodline is of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He comes through the lineage of David. He was a black man, all right? There's no doubt about it. In some extra biblical text, on record, on file, it even goes into race attributing to his crucifixion because of the things he was bringing to the world. They even say his race contributed to his crucifixion. Now, let's make that clear. And if you have a problem with that, if you have an issue with that, so be it. But make this clear. Regardless of what your nationality is, your color, kindred, or creed, if you choose not to remember Christ as the scriptures have said, that's on you. You have to take that up with the Lord. But you see how the Lord is dealing with false idols.
Are you children of Israel? We are the biblical Israelites. Let's shine our light on this entire world and let them know that we're not standing for these 2/3 and their evil intentions for us. And we're not falling for the tricks and the charades. It's time that we rise up, honor the law, statutes, and commandments written up in that Bible, and stay on the right direction. What's going on, everybody? It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another live stream. I see Cashapp in the building, FBA Strong in the building, Kaya, Sir Oliver, Chosen Ones, Kim C is in the building. Peace and blessings to everybody joining. Casper's in the house. Keyshawn. I see Warfare, the Mind in the building. Sister 1973 is present. Arcane is in the building. Y'all know Tania is in here. That's what's up. That's what's up. Niche love. Look, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, shout out to y'all for being nonconformist. Shout out to y'all for having the eyes to see and the ears to hear. Shout out, I see Barbara Ross in the building. I see Dre Static in the building. Unity J. Blessings to y'all. Listen, let me say this right off the break. I don't want this video to come off satirical at all. All right? Y'all see the cover art that I have? I want it to be known that I take this particular topic very, very seriously. Very seriously. Because sometimes satire can be taken, you know, as if this is some type of joke, this is some type of game. I want you to know that this material is the real deal, and we got to unpack this, all right? First and foremost. Secondly, these movies tell the truth. You see two movies on your screen before we start getting back into our sources. You see two movies on your screen. One, Honey Trap, and the other is Snake Eyes. Now, we've seen a brief rundown on what Snake Eyes is all about and all the similarities and symbolism that align with the assassination of Kirk. But Honey Trap is another movie. It's a low-budget hood joint. But nonetheless, it tells a story of triangulation. It tells a story of betrayal, disloyalty, the breaking of trust. And I believe that a lot of that took place during this Charlie Kirk assassination. Now, if y'all want to check out these movies, you know, I'm pretty sure you can find Snake Eyes on one of these networks or apps or whatever the case is. Honey Trap is a low budget hood joint. Believe it or not, brothers and sisters, they are charging $45 on Amazon for that movie, Honey Trap. Real talk. I seen it back in the day. I guess they trying to make their money back, but hey, I put on for them anyway, so you can see where I drew a lot of inspiration from with the cover art. But nonetheless, this Charlie Kirk situation had it, even now, ladies and gentlemen, even now, we have more questions than answers. It proposes more questions than answers. And there's a lot of things that just don't sit right. There's a lot of things that make us believe. And when I say us, I'm talking about those of the truth intelligence community. There's a lot that makes us believe that this was planned from the beginning. I mean, practically Charlie Kirk's whole life. We're looking at a young man who turned 19 years old and had all kind of sponsorships. You know, millions upon millions of dollars was given to this young man to make Turning Point what it is today. And the question would be, well, why? What did they see in this guy? What was it? And it's beginning to seem like, based on a lot of the things we're going to review, it's beginning to seem like he was a useful pawn and they had planned to get their money back. They planned to get their refund back from the very beginning. Now, we got to talk about this. Was he set up by a honey trap? We're going to get into it. There's a couple sources that I want to definitely go into. There's a couple sources I want to go into. And we got to go there, right? Just some of the things that stood out. Let's talk about it.
Erika Kirk that I find a little strange. I'm going to start with number one, the big one here. I find it really strange that as she was making a public statement for the whole world right after her husband Charlie's assassination, that she just happened to have this in the background. There's a magazine back there on the shelf. It's been perfectly positioned to face forward. This magazine is Donald Trump's Man of the Year magazine. I find that a little bit strange. And I find it just a little bit strange that Donald Trump's magazine is in front of her husband Charlie's book. The title of this spectacular book is Right Wing Revolution: How to Beat the Woke and Save the West.
Now, could this be a coincidence? Perhaps. But you just lost your husband, and you put a book that Donald Trump wrote in front of your husband's book. Seems a bit odd. And we all seen her throw up, they say, the satanic hand gesture. She threw up the Baphomet horns, which some would say that it also means I love you. But it was just very strange timing that she threw that up. And all in all, ladies and gentlemen, those of the truth intelligence community understand why she threw that sign up. But let's continue. I don't want to be too long-winded. Let's go.
That she just happened to have a few things about Erika Kirk that I find a little strange. I'm going to start with number one, the big one here. I find it really strange that as she was making a public statement for the whole world right after her husband Charlie's assassination, that she just happened to have this in the background. There's a magazine back there on the shelf. It's been perfectly positioned to face forward. This magazine is Donald Trump's Man of the Year magazine. I find that a little bit strange. I find it just a little bit strange that Donald Trump's magazine is in front of her husband Charlie's book. The title of this spectacular book is Right Wing Revolution: How to Beat the Woke and Save the West. Another thing that I find strange about Erika Kirk is this picture right here. Just, I don't know, weird on so many levels. Specifically, Trump's name all around her. So the context for this is
That was at Trump's hotel.
she won Miss Arizona, went on to Miss America, which was owned by Donald Trump at the time. Just strange, though. Like, Trump owns this woman. Speaking of Trump, I also find it strange the way that she hugged him at the funeral here in my hometown just this weekend. And also I think it's strange the way that he's not hugging her back. He's just like, I don't know, like in light of the Epstein thing, he feels like when a blonde approaches him, especially a younger woman, he just has to freeze and act like he's not engaged in what's going on here. It's so awkward. Next thing I find strange about Erika Kirk is that she has spent the last few years of her life, she's been married to Charlie for 4, traveling the country and podcasting about being a traditional wife, when nothing about her life is traditional. She doesn't live in a traditional home. She's extremely wealthy, and she has multiple degrees, has had a career her entire life. She's much older than Charlie, and she got married really late in life. So I don't know, call me crazy, but I find it a little bit strange that she is preaching to people about traditional feminine roles when she is living a bougie feminist lifestyle. Another weird thing is how much she's trying to prove that Charlie Kirk is dead. She keeps showing herself with things that he used to own, his cross necklace. At the funeral, she talked in depth about seeing the wound, described it for us, and she's taken so many pictures of herself with Charlie's body. You don't need to prove that he's dead, do you? And lastly, it's a little strange that this widow is wearing white everywhere. It's almost like she has an aversion to black and like she is trying to look pure, holy, and angelic.
Now, she made a lot of good points just now. We have this woman claiming to be this Judeo-Christian woman with all these values, but, it came out, the news came out that she knew Trump way before she knew Kirk. Now, everybody's talking about it now. Yesterday, when I said it, it was a little bit, unpopular, but now all of social media is talking about it because she worked for a pageant that Trump was producing. And, she modeled for Trump. So now that that's out here and that she was out here in little bikinis in these pageants, strutting back and forth, very scantily clad, very out in the open, it just kind of goes against her good Christian image. So there's been some real live, what we would call Mandela effect type of stuff happening too. There's been a lot of Mandela effect stuff happening, different sources disappearing. So, we've been witnessing the rewriting of history a lot lately. So everything I'm saying is alleged just because they want to try to bring in fact checkers after things have already came out, right? So everything I'm saying, we're just questioning everything. And for the record, all my material is for commentary purposes. We're just asking questions. My platform is designed to get people to think. My platform is to get people to question. And I recommend that you do your own private research. All right? Do your own private research. Now, with that being said, there's more. If it's not strange enough that, one moment, let me pull this up. If it's not strange enough that the movie Snake Eyes was bringing out a lot of what we've seen, a lot of coincidences, let's word it that way. This is something that this is, to me, in my opinion, far beyond a coincidence. Far beyond a coincidence. Now, in case you all are unfamiliar with what you see on your screen, this right here is the Illuminati card. This comes from an Illuminati card game that happened in the 1990s. It was released in the 1990s. And I just want to show you this card, what appears to be Donald Trump on the card. Appears to be him. Looks just like him, right? And what it reads on there is, at any time, at any place, our snipers can drop you. Have a nice day. Now, for those who are viewing right now, it should be evident at this point that the world powers plan these things, these events, years in advance. Years in advance. I mean, this is too much to be a coincidence. See, you have these elitists who are playing with the masses like they're playing a game. It's all a game to them. To do what? Gain world dominance, gain control. So this is quite interesting here, to say the least. Now, of course, there's even more, ladies and gentlemen. There's more that I want to bring out. There's a lot of commentary that's going on X right now. X is on fire right now. X is on fire. Make sure y'all participating in the chat. Make sure y'all commenting. Let me know what y'all think. One moment. All right. I want to go somewhere else here. All right. Let me see if I can pull this up. What? All right. Y'all give me one moment. I don't know what's going on right now. Hold on. And make sure y'all like the video. Are y'all hearing that? Hold on. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. Sometimes when I'm on X, things be playing by itself and it kind of threw me off. I didn't know where it was coming from. Give me a moment. I'm trying to pull up this source here. And give me one moment. Thank y'all for being patient. And this is what happened when you're streaming live. Sometimes it's not always a smooth transition, but we're going to get there. All right. Anyway, let's just go here. All right.
Uncovered. They told us the story was simple. A tragedy, a grieving widow, a nation watching in sympathy. But scratch the surface and the mask falls fast. The widow might not be who she says she is. Evidence is emerging that she was groomed, trained, and positioned in place, not to mourn, but to inherit. Behind her polished smile and professional public performances lies a pipeline of children moved across borders, fortunes rerouted offshore, and influence funneled straight into the hands of her handlers. This isn't a love story, it's a transfer of power, and the files we just uncovered prove it. Stay with us.
And see, there's a lot of evidence on this, Erika. Kirk. Percy Brown, thank you for the support. Says, thanks for sharing your wisdom with us, bro. May the Most High continue to bless you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this operation had to stay hidden, and why they're willing to kill to protect it. Before we dive in, let me just tell you about an important service that lets you protect your privacy from the deep state. Our partner VP.net isn't just another VPN, it's the next evolution in private browsing, built with unbreakable zero-logging architecture. That means no records, no traces, nothing for the globalists to snoop on. Israel has been on shaky ground since the Epstein conspiracy was blown wide open by the alternative media. And when whispers move from fringe feeds into mainstream headlines, power feels exposed. When that happens, those who depend on that power don't sit back. They secure the future.
Now let's make this clear. I want to make this clear. What I'm more so focusing on is not Israel. All right. I'm more so focusing on some of the details he's bringing about when it comes to Erika Kirk. All right. Just so that I'm clear. Let's go.
By all the brave men and women of the IDF.
Kirk turned down a $150 million away from the movement
Let's go.
put him on stage. So the plan moved from persuasion to possession. When Kirk turned down a $150 million offer to recast his platform as a mouthpiece for Israel First talking points, the globalist elite didn't fold. They executed the contingency.
Now, this is his theory. Now, this is where it gets real janky, y'all. This is where it gets real janky. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Man, so, ladies and gentlemen, apparently she has some type of church, some type of cult, and is alleged by multiple media sources that there were some missing children during the time that she was in Romania. And now this is where the games begin, because now when you get on social media and you look this up, you know, it seems like they're pulling a Mandela effect in front of people. So like I said, everything is alleged. I want y'all to do your private research. All right. Do your private research. But we're trying to unmask who this Erika Kirk individual is. Right. And I got to admit, I'm going to go continue playing this, but I got to admit, y'all, I was not a fan of Charlie Kirk. I wasn't a fan of what he represented. But at some point, I started to feel a little bit bad for the guy. When I started doing my research, when I started really digging, I started feeling a little bad only because he was given all this money so young. And the people he was surrounded by more than likely were some vultures. And he's just this guy. He was this kid set up, and he might have been in bed with the devil. He might have been in bed with the devil. Let's continue.
Erika Kirk liked to present herself as an everyday hero. To her audience, she was the face of faith, family, and service. But long before the hashtags and photo ops, accusations were already circulating. Accusations that her so-called ministry in Romania was a front for trafficking children across borders. Back in the early 2000s, Erika worked as a model and casting director. Soon after, she reinvented herself as the head of the Romanian Angels, an NGO operating in Constanta, Romania, a city infamous as a trafficking hub. On paper, her group partnered with the US military and placed children into adoption. But locals told a different story. That kids were being taken, not protected, and funneled straight into networks supplying Israel and private islands with...
Now, see, he's bringing up direct news sources, right? This was released December 12th, 2001. 2001, pardon me. Romanian authorities are looking into possible links between Israeli adoption agencies and an illegal global conspiracy to sell organs for transplants. Oh man. Something ain't right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
Very young orphans.
2012 wins Miss Arizona competes in Miss USA, a pageant owned by ... Trump. Okay, want to know something really weird? So she had said in a podcast that she had never competed in pageants and had never done any modeling before until one day she receives an invitation in the mail to become a model and start doing pageants. And the pageants that she started doing were Miss USA pageants owned by Trump. So she modeled for Trump. She was one of Trump's pageant girls. But did you know that she was also a casting director at the same time that she was doing all of this stuff for Trump? Now, she doesn't specify on her website if she worked as a casting director for Trump, but around the time that she was claiming to be a casting director, she also owned a ministry that was working with the U.S. military in Romania. The area in Romania where she was operating this ministry had a bunch of locals accusing these evangelical ministers.
I mean, that was her on the cover of this. I don't think this is something somebody made up. Let me just stop here to show y'all this image. It says, I'm going to read a little bit of this. It says, change the life of a Romanian orphan. This holiday season. It has some Masonic looking symbol on there. That is Erika Kirk. Allegedly, Erika Kirk kissing this little boy that doesn't look too happy in the picture. Adopt a boy, girl. It says, please contact Erika to get your copy of the wish list. And it has an email. It has Erika at everyday. Oh man, I can't really see it that clear, but it has an email address. I mean, this looks official, but we're still going to say allegedly. It looks official. All right. When I'm not going to interrupt, I'm going to play this through. Let's go.
Accusations that her so-called ministry straight into
and had never done any. Okay, want to know something really weird? So she had said in a podcast that she had never competed in pageants and had never done any modeling before until one day she receives an invitation in the mail to become a model and start doing pageants. And the pageants that she started doing were Miss USA pageants owned by Trump. So she modeled for Trump. She was one of Trump's pageant girls. But did you know that she was also a casting director at the same time that she was doing all of this stuff for Trump? Now, she doesn't specify on her website if she worked as a casting director for Trump, but around the time that she was claiming to be a casting director, she also owned a ministry that was working with the U.S. military in Romania. The area in Romania where she was operating this ministry had a bunch of locals accusing these evangelical ministries of kidnapping children and trafficking them out of the country. These children were being found in the UK, in Israel, and were also being sent to undisclosed private islands. Locals demanded authorities look into it, but they never did. Now, Charlie Kirk really wanted the Epstein files released, but did his wife? Prior to marrying Charlie Kirk, she was a multi-millionaire on her own, and since his passing, she's also amassed all of his wealth plus an additional at least $5 million in donations. She's currently considered the most powerful woman in the United States, with mega fans begging her to run as vice president in 2028.
And then came 2018. Erika travelled to Israel, where what she described as a job interview became something else entirely, a date with Charlie Kirk. To the public, it looked like romance. To those following the trail, it looked like the next stage of an assignment that was planned years in advance.
Let's talk about their first date, because it was actually a job interview. Back in 2018, 2 years after Donald Trump had started working with Charlie Kirk had hosted a Turning Point USA opening event for one of the offices that they had opened. And Erika and Charlie Kirk were introduced to each other. Charlie Kirk instantly thought that she was beautiful, but thought that she was really smart. And allegedly, one of their mutuals had suggested that Charlie Kirk hire Erika. I'm assuming it was Donald Trump or someone on his team, because Donald Trump had signed on to work with Charlie Kirk, and Erika was already one of Donald Trump's employees. So it would make the most sense for Donald Trump and his team to encourage Charlie Kirk to hire Donald Trump's employees. Anyways, Charlie Kirk DM'd Erika, invited her for a job interview. The job interview ended up turning into a date.
A quick warning to anybody ready to attack us for...
Man, that sounds like a honey trap if you ask me. In case y'all don't know what a honey trap is, that's pretty much the lady in red. You know, that's pretty much a woman that's set up through a gang stalking program, and or a random woman that is set up to be pretty much a praying mantis on a man to take him out. And I'm gonna tell y'all, all you brothers out here, let me say this real quick. I gotta warn y'all about these honey traps, because the game is getting crazy out here. Speaking of honey traps, let me say this: there's AI out here right now where a person can be moving, and it can look like a woman on the screen. You can be FaceTiming with what you think is a woman, and there's an app where there's a guy moving around. It could be, listen, there's people out here robbing, stealing, and killing who can act like there's AI honey traps out here. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And these apps are serious. These apps really look real. So you got to be careful out here, because some of these women out here, some of these Jezebels, some of these deceptive, ambitious, a lot of the times they're beautiful. A lot of the times they're highly intellectual. And they specialize in the art of seduction and sex magic and witchcraft. These Delilahs out here, you brothers got to get it right, man. You got to be careful out here, because I'm really believing that Charlie Kirk might have been taken out by a honey trap, bro. I mean, the writings are written. The writings are all over the wall. And in the industry, when it comes to these elite, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, they set up people's wives, people's husbands, so they can know everything that's going on with that person. It'll be the person that's closest to them that will be responsible for the hit. Why? Because they will be the main beneficiaries. They will be the main beneficiaries. And everybody get the likes up on the video. We bringing out some powerful material right now, man. The scriptures tell you. The scriptures tell you. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. I'm telling you, there's a lot of Jezebel witches out here that are ready to line somebody up for that life insurance policy. I'm telling you.
Exposing this, know this. We have every file, every piece of evidence, and it runs deep. If we're pushed, we won't hold back. We will release it all. We know all about the disappearances of Louisa Malencu and Alexandra Makasanu and countless others. But for now, we have to ask, was Charlie Kirk another victim of an Israeli intelligence honeypot operation?
I mean, listen, I'm not putting none of this on Israeli intelligence. Listen, it was a honeypot. We're not doing all of that on this channel. I'm just reacting because, you know, this is my issue. They always trying to blame what's going on in America with some people in Israel. Like that, I don't see the connection. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I don't see the connection. When what we see in America is white supremacy. We see a problem with white supremacy in general. So I'm not going through all of those rabbit holes far as these different groups over there across the pond, right? But nonetheless, let's continue.
The price of medicine in America has such as our friends who had terminal cancer,
ivermectin, and
long after the actors are gone. And there's more than enough money to grease any operation.
Dad and a bunch of other like state senators and state reps, which like, how does meeting with Netanyahu help the local people of New Mexico?
Just know that nothing is by mistake.
Okay, she said nothing is by mistake. Let's see what that's talking about.
Including the Charlie Kirk conspiracy and the tragedy of what's happening to the organization he built. Listen close. What looks random is rarely random with them.
Just know that nothing is by mistake. Nothing. I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage. And I was standing in the ticket line. And I remember looking behind me, and in the snake of the ticket line was a guy who looked very familiar. I had no idea who he was. And I told my mom, this guy looks so familiar. And as a typical mother, she said, go and say hi. No. We were late for our flight, and I'm not going to come off like a crazy person that's just weird. That ended up being Charlie. Nothing is by coincidence. Now, did we know that? No, not until we were like 3 months into our relationship and looking at timestamps, seeing that both of us were in Israel at the same time. But nothing is by coincidence.
Now, I want to mind you that she says nothing is by coincidence. And see, what you got to understand about these alleged honey traps is that they will linger around. They will pop up in areas you don't even know they're there. They'll be watching you. You don't even know they're there. They will be watching. And it's not by coincidence they get placed in these situations. I'm telling you. Proverbs 7:23. Till a dart strikes through his liver, and a bird hasten to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Yeah, man, it's a lot of these Freemasonic witches that are set up. They are set up. There's no doubt about that.
Nothing is by coincidence. Like the fact Erika chose to give the devil horns at a memorial, a public symbol of initiation and elite.
Now, you can say what you want to say. People keep saying that that's the I love you sign. Now, listen. Now, those who are in truth already know what time it is. Those in truth already know what time it is. And the same people saying that this wasn't a devil sign can't explain why she had on a York Rite cross on her neck. Can't explain why she's been wearing Masonic symbols on her. More than likely, she's part of these damn satanic secret societies, just like the rest of them. Let's go.
Agents, a hand signal that says I'm in the order. Its shape recalls the horns of Baphomet, turning a casual pose into a ritual badge flashed in plain sight, yet hidden from the uninitiated. Then there's the fact that her family's backstory makes less sense than Barack Obama's CIA fabricated official record. Major news profiles describe her as raised by a single mother in Arizona, but that's just the cover story.
Erika, Kirk, talking about how her mother, when they moved to Arizona, why they moved to Arizona, because her mother works for the Department of Homeland Security.
Wow. Erika Kirk's mother works for the Department of Homeland Security. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, she is from Arizona, or she moved to Arizona very young, right? I think she started off in Ohio, but she moved to Arizona. Now, keep this in mind because this is very relevant here. We're going to get to why this is so relevant. Now, you brothers and sisters in the chat, where was Charlie Kirk's funeral held? Or his memorial service? Where was his memorial service held? Arizona. Keep that in mind, y'all. Keep that in mind because it's part of what we bringing out here. Let's continue.
Hey, can I ask a question? It's maybe off topic. How did your mom choose Phoenix?
So she chose to move to Phoenix from Ohio because there was more of an opportunity for a female business owner out here, especially from.
She worked for Homeland Security, so it was a reason why she moved to Arizona. She was on mission. She was on a mission. Now I want you to look at Erika Kirk's eyes, bro. It's something wrong there. There's something wrong there. There's what I see is a lack of soul. I see someone who is void of a soul, someone who has been brought to you by the Jesuit order, someone who is definitely part of the cabal. But let's continue.
The standpoint of she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry.
Now, I want you to look at her neck too, y'all. Look at this, man. The signs are everywhere. There she has the York Rite Masonic cross on her neck right there. It's right there. That cross right there is the same cross that's on Klan suits. the Klansmen would wear that cross right there. And she just admitted that her mother was there on a mission, a Homeland Security mission. Yep.
Especially from the standpoint of she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. She was getting involved with the government.
Then there's her family's connections to ancient elite orders and her father's connections to Israel. These are ties that run deep.
She was getting involved in the government. So her mom's was already involved with the government. They moved to Arizona for a reason.
Reaching into defense contracts and even the very construction of the IDF's Iron Dome system.
Erika Kirk's no grieving saint. She's wired into the machine. Knights of Malta? Spot on. She flashed that Black Cross pendant in her first widow clip, same one every sovereign military order knight wears, and her family's donated heavy to Catholic orders forever. Freemason angle's subtler. Her dad, Kent Francevey, wasn't just Raytheon. He chaired their Israel division, funneled billions in Iron Dome cash while Charlie's old man designed Trump Tower. Yeah, but also the bunker levels nobody admits exist. Erika inherited $23 million at 25 from a trust.
Y'all hear that?
Come on, that's not beauty queen money. That's Mossad's slush fund. She started Everyday Heroes as cover, funneled donations straight to pro-Israel NGOs. And that G-ring? Not grief. Grand Lodge symbol, worn by 33rd degree insiders. Delivered that speech 2 days after the shot because it was pre-taped. Voice forensics say the room echo doesn't match. Lighting's wrong, and Tyler Robinson's still denying he fired.
I mean, you know, as of now, there's a lot of strange phenomenons that took place around this shooting. And as of now, we don't have no direct evidence. And I'm talking about DNA evidence linking Tyler Robinson to this shooting at all. And he hasn't confessed. Now, also, when you see the video, anybody who know anything about blood splatter, anybody who knows about forensics at all, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen that video a lot of times and something is not right. Someone getting hit in the neck at the range that he was hit with either an M4, AR-15, would look to be a hollow point. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going in the neck and that's going out the other end. That's not going to hit the neck and then leak out it's not going to hit the neck and then leak out like a bottle of water. It's not going to do that. It's not going to do that. So when I say that this is a setup, I believe it's scripted and staged. I believe it's scripted and staged. We cannot believe everything we see. We can't believe everything we see. Yeah, she definitely seemed to have got a hold of that Illuminati money. But let's continue.
She's carrying the legacy, all right. TPUSA is already slipping to Jewish board vets who loathe her. So expect her moved on by Christmas.
Americans first, period. End of story. We are citizens of this nation, okay?
That's
and
right.
Israel, we have funded, we have supported, not
No.
like we're going to, but we're like, honestly, the way you are treating me.
Offensive to those of us who have been out there defending them in many instances against critics on our own side.
This is dangerous ground, and I know some people are going to be upset. But that's the point of alternative media, saying what others won't. And trust me, people do know the truth. Take Tucker Carlson. At the Charlie Kirk Memorial, he slipped it past the censors with a parable, an analogy about Jesus Christ.
Now, let's be clear. It really is really beginning to look like this was all scripted and it was a setup from the beginning. Now, of course, I got more sources, more very interesting details regarding this whole situation that just don't fit right. It doesn't seem right. Let me see. Where's that one source at? Okay. I want to take y'all somewhere real quick. Oh, hold on. I've shared that one, but let me pull this up. Let me see. Somebody says also, Bree, I know guns, and a 30-06 makes a bang much bigger than a 5.56 or 2.23 use in AR. Right. Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people, and I'm gonna say this because you're getting a lot of original sources, a lot of content over here. A lot of y'all got to understand, you're hearing it here first. So, you know, you have a lot of people who doesn't really give credit to what credit is due, but you're hearing a lot of this stuff here first. All right. And I just want to point that out. Man, that's crazy because this source was sent twice and it's not there again. So, I wanted to share with y'all something about Arizona, but that is not there anymore. If I got the Minister of Information here in the chat, see if you can resend that one video about Arizona. Because for whatever reason, that joint keeps disappearing. But nonetheless, I know why it's disappearing, but we have to keep getting that one. We have to get that up. Now, I got something else I want to share with y'all. And shout out to Kim C, because she's in the building and she shares some sources with me. And look, if y'all want to be able to share sources with me, all you got to do is follow me on Instagram. Y'all see everything at the bottom. Follow me on Instagram and on X. Also on Facebook.
Here, predictive programming for the Charlie Kirk ritual. There's a movie called Snake Eyes, which came out in 1998. And in that movie, U.S. politician Charles Kirkland is assassinated at a live event by a shot through the neck. Charles Kirkland, like Charles Kirk. And obviously, Charlie Kirk was also shot in the neck, allegedly, right? Well, in the movie Snake Eyes, the heavyweight boxer Lincoln Tyler is in the ring during the assassination. Tyler, like Tyler Robinson. And in Gematria, Lincoln Tyler is 165, like Tyler Robinson is 165. And his nickname is the Executioner, okay? Well, the big part here, guys, in the movie Snake Eyes, the assassination occurs on September 10th. Charlie Kirk was allegedly assassinated on September 10th. Can you believe this, guys?
Wow.
You guys got to share this.
This can't be a coincidence, y'all. These dates, listen, these people use a lot of gematria, a lot of numerology. This cannot be just coincidence. They telling the truth in these movies.
With everyone you can. This is undeniable. And also, see how Nicolas Cage is doing the hands like Charlie Kirk. Also, Donald Trump does that hand sign. And also, we're in the year of the snake right now. It's called Snake Eyes. But wow, just you put that all together. Charles Kirkland shot in the neck. Lincoln Tyler equals Tyler Robinson. And you're telling me the assassination in the movie happened on September 10th, the same day the Charlie Kirk event happened? Oh my goodness.
Now, what's the chances of it happening the same day? What if I told you a lot of the elite are movie buffs? And they're doing a lot of scripts based on movies. Through predictive programming, these things are planned out, and there's characters. They choose their characters. Now, keep in mind that for some reason, it was the same date. That's key. Follow me here. Look, put a 1 in the chat if I haven't lost y'all, man, because the rabbit hole can get crazy. But follow me, y'all. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Now, I want to show y'all something. Now, notice they had the same date Now I want you to listen to what this lady had to say here. Quite interesting.
His wife has something to do with him. They did it to him. His wife has something to do with it. It's all a setup. And
allegedly.
This is why I know it is. According to the tourism board in Arizona, the Cardinal Stadium, where that memorial was held. Now, this ain't no small venue. That's where the Arizona Cardinals play, right? That's where they held his memorial, right? Well, Turning Point USA had rented that venue for that date back in May.
What? Let's replay that.
They did it to him. His wife has something to do with it.
Allegedly.
It's all a setup, and this is why I know it is. According to the tourism board in Arizona, the Cardinal Stadium, where that memorial was held. Now, this ain't no small venue. That's where the Arizona Cardinals play, right? That's where they held his memorial, right? Well, Turning Point USA had rented that venue for that date back in May.
And how does she know that? Because she checked the event board. So according to the event board, which is public, Turning Point USA, according to this woman, they rented that venue out back in May. Back in May. Now, for a stadium like that, you need to rent that in advance. You have to get that in advance. We're talking about the Arizona Cardinals play here. Now, let's play it again for the people in the back.
To him, his wife has something to do with it. It's all a setup, and this is why I know it is.
Allegedly.
According to the tourism board in Arizona, the Cardinal Stadium, where that memorial was held. Now, this ain't no small venue. That's where the Arizona Cardinals play.
And this is according to the tourist board. So any tourist that was trying to see what was going on at the stadium, they can look up on the board what was going on. Back in May, Turning Point USA have already rented the venue. Let's go.
Right? That's where they held his memorial, right? Well, Turning Point USA had rented that venue for that date back in May. What? Why did you need to rent a venue back in May? For what? You weren't promoting something else. You weren't promoting some other gathering. You can't just walk up in places like that. You know what I mean? You have to rent them. You have to pre-plan events, right? So clearly somebody said, well, I know where to do it. I know where to have the memorial. Let's have it in Arizona, where they lived, where
they live,
she's from.
Where she's from. Just imagine somebody planning your funeral service while you still alive, bro. Damn. Just imagine somebody planning your funeral while you alive. Just imagine this woman that has seen you. You ain't see her. You was on a pilgrimage to Israel. You crossed path with this woman. She seen you. You ain't see her. Her family at some point, because her mom worked with the government, she up and moves to Arizona. Coincidence? This is diabolical. Now, look, some people would say, Nubreed, you're dealing with a woman who just lost her husband, and you would say, well, why are you dealing with, why are you talking about this grieving widow? That's what some would say. Listen, if that's the way you see this, then the media has you completely brainwashed. If you're not capable of actually critically analyzing this situation because they put a crying woman in front of you, a woman who ain't even squeezed no tears out, by the way, then you just lack critical thinking skills, because I'm not going to emotionally break down what happened. This is a worldwide story going on right now. It's made headwaves all around the world. So many people are discussing this situation, and we all want to know what's going on. We all want to know what's going on. I'm telling you. And something just don't sit right at all. Something don't sit right. And there's more and more people speaking up about this. It's more and more people who are really telling it like it is. And it's just too many questions, not enough answers.
If you didn't know.
Too many questions, not enough answers.
Why didn't CK's parents show up to his funeral? Their absence reveal who Erika Kirk really is.
Yeah, why wasn't his parents at the funeral? Why is it that nobody really close to Charlie Kirk spoke at the memorial service? See, these type of questions, we have to ask these type of questions. I said this from the beginning. This is an Illuminati blood sacrifice. A lot of people thought I was losing my mind. They thought I was a tinfoil hatsman. They thought I was crazy. They called me all kind of names. But now a lot of truth is surfacing. There's more questions than answers about the death of Kirk. Let's go.
If you didn't know, Erika actually knew Trump even before she met CK.
She did. Now we don't have to say allegedly on that. We now don't have to say allegedly on that. Now, I personally believe Trump been clapping them cheeks. And I also believe that those kids need a DNA test. Yeah, I believe they need a DNA test. I believe that a lot of these beauty pageants, not even I believe, a lot of these beauty pageants, a lot of rich elite men go there to pick women. That's what they do. All of the beauty pageants, listen, all of them line up. All of them line up, and you know, the rich, powerful elite, they be picking these women out. Allegedly, this happens. You know, we know how it goes with these beauty pageants. That's a place where rich men go to pick out their women. And I believe, you know, Erika, she was throwing that ass in a circle, and she got with a lot of people to get what she had. I truly believe that. I believe that, you know, she did what she did to get to the top. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but a lot of them be thoughts. I mean, let's just call it like it is. Look, y'all ain't gotta like me. I'm just gonna say what I want to say. It is what it is. And then she had some weird church in Romania. She was twerking for Jesus, twerking in Trump's church. It is what it is. I mean, what you want me to say? Let me see. Stefan, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can be known them, because they are spiritually discerned. Exactly. See, you got a lot of people who can't see, man. And it's like they refuse to see. They just don't want to know the truth, because they have to find out they're in a simulation, and it's a horror movie. But we, God's people, we love the truth because we understand the truth will set us free. We love the truth.
People think she could be a honeypot, basically.
No, she is a honeypot on mothers. Allegedly. Y'all be like, Bree, man, you've been saying allegedly a lot. Y'all know I hate saying it. Y'all know I hate saying allegedly when I know something to be what it be. I hate it, but it is part of the rules. Part of the rules. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with y'all, man.
It means a beautiful, usually very intelligent women who are intentionally put next to a man in rising power as a way to control him, motivate him, and keep him going on.
Yeah, they need those. You need that woman next to him to keep him motivated, keep him in line, subliminally put him back in check. Whole time she trying to get to that bag. Whole time they be trying to get to that bag. Whole time they be having other people on the line, these other guys on the line like, hey. And they be knowing all his business, all his shortcomings, everything. That honeypot will be dishing out that information and everybody be in on it. It'll be literally an organized front against this person. Sort of like the Truman Show. Y'all know when Truman, when he got out of line, she hit up another handler. Hey, look, I don't know what's up, but he's starting to wake up. Man, y'all make sure y'all get the likes up on the video, man. We should be well over 1,000. They keep trying to stick us right under 1,000. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get it. Yep. I mean, I'm telling you.
That track. Erika was a beauty pageant queen. She's Miss Arizona, and she ran for Miss USA in 2012, which was owned by Trump at the time.
Yep.
She is 5 years old.
Look at them kids, man. Look, that might be Trump. That may be baby Trump. I'm just saying. That may be baby Trump. I mean, I'm just saying. I can speculate. But this type of stuff really be happening. This stuff really be happening, bro. Y'all understand how ghetto it is in politics. Y'all don't get it. It's like the house of cards out here. It's like the house of cards. A lot of triangulation. Yeah, them babies need DNA tests, man. You don't know who baby that is. What's the saying? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Let's go.
Than CK, and she was a double major, had a doctorate, law degree. She's also modeled, acted, a casting director. The list just keeps going.
A model, an actor, casting director, all of that. Hey, actors are always acting. Them actors are always acting. Yeah, they trying to freeze us at 994. Y'all get the likes up. Let me see. Make sure them likes go up because this is what they do. That's how they try to keep us at a certain level. When y'all see them doing that, show your support. Yeah. Trump like, I'm the pappy. I'm just being facetious, y'all, but for real, man, I don't know. I don't know. She was a casting couch director or a casting director. Thank you for the super chat, Sister 1973. Corinthians 4:4. It says Satan has blinded the minds of unbelievers so they cannot see the light of the gospel, which reveals the glory of Christ. That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's why, look, when you're saying this stuff to people, they looking at you like you got a fourth head. They looking at you like you got 12 eyes or something. They looking at you crazy, but you like, man, y'all don't see this? And yeah, she's an actress, but a terrible one at that, because she couldn't squeeze a tear out. Couldn't squeeze a tear out. Not a very good actor or actress.
When she met CK during a job interview in 2018, she already had very successful careers, and CK was so much more successful once he aligned himself with her. That's why his death turned into a political move. This is a moment where the Republican Party was starting to fracture over the Epstein files. This happens. It unites everybody.
And look, people still ain't forgot about them Epstein files. We brought it out today that they just erected a statue right in front of the White House of Epstein and Trump holding hands, frolicking.
It's also why CK's parents stayed away. All they wanted was to grieve their son in peace.
So that's quite interesting that Charlie Kirk's family didn't even show up. They didn't even show up. Now, look, I know there's going to be people upset. So I want to invite guests in, those who disagree or those who just want to add in. Can't post messages on some channels. All right, let's get it. So, you know, you can feel free to click the link. I'm telling you, man. Why didn't the parents show up? Man, listen. We got to break down the symbology here, y'all. Why does Erika Kirk keep wearing these crosses? What is happening here? So, in case you're wondering, a knight's cross is one single symbol, but refers to the insignia of military orders and awards, such as the historical Red Cross of the Knights Templar and the 8th-pointed White Cross of the Knights Hospitaller, or the WW3 World War II era Knights Cross of the Iron Cross. Each type of cross has distinct origins and symbolism, with the Templars cross representing sacrifice, the Hospitalier cross symbolizing virtues, and the Nazi Knights cross being a reward, a war of valor. See, you gotta know the symbols. Now, for those who said Erika Kirk was throwing up, I love you. You know, these people that's simple as a damn days old out here who don't understand anything of what's going on because their minds have been blinded. Either that or they're just too afraid to speak the truth. It's evident what she was wearing, what she represents. And for the record, all this America First stuff. Look who started it. America First, ladies and gentlemen. One God, one country, one flag. Y'all see them? Yeah, them people wearing robes. See, here's the issue. You got a lot of people believing because these people are in these churches, you believing that they're Christians. Listen, let me explain this to you. The Klan went to church too. You see the cross. There's a lot of white nationalists hiding in Christianity. A lot of white supremacists hiding in Christianity. This whole movement that you see going on right now, that's what this is all about. And anybody speaking, you know, protecting this wickedness and this evil, they really want their freedoms gone. Anybody who's speaking up is part of the solution. And that's why I want to shout out all my Gentile or Caucasian brothers and sisters that's been on the front line. There's so many platforms, much better, much bigger than mine, from my white brothers and sisters that have been putting out just immaculate content, and they've been really stirring up the hornet's nest, and they've been going in. So shout out to y'all, because it's refreshing to see that most of middle America, not even middle America, most of white America don't want no race war. Let me make this clear. Most of white America, ladies and gentlemen, don't want no race war. Let's see. Did it not show? Hold on. Let me see. Let me make sure. Oh, and I want to shout out. Somebody brung up. Somebody supported me with a super chat for $100. Stefan, let me shout you out, brother. For some reason, it didn't show up on my software, but I got a message to make sure I thank you, bro. So I appreciate the super chat. It says, when is the next gathering of the chosen? I got to meet everyone. I live in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Got to give you your flowers, brother. We will be having something in the next couple months, all right? The next couple months. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support, my brother. But as I was saying, most white America, they don't want no race war. They don't want all these neo-Nazi, demonic, evil people out here. And you can see it on social media because a lot of them are speaking out. So those are the type of people I can rock with. You got people online falsely accusing me of being racist, lying on me constantly. I mean, they just constantly bear false witness. And by the way, I'm going to sue these people for all the lies they told about UP Farms and about me mishandling money and all of that. Oh, it's coming. I am going to sue them. So don't worry about that. All those people who lied and said that I mishandled money, you're going to get sued. Bet your bottom dollar of that. But anyway, we're going to go there later. Oh, everything is in the works. But anyway, all they do is lie and they slander and they make these egregious, felonious statements. Listen, I'm with anybody who's against white supremacy, including other white people. I'm with those people. I'm with people who are calling this out. A lot of the sources you see me going to, it's other white people who are basically trying to stop these extremists from pushing this race war. So, you know, it's like you either on the side of good or you on the side of evil. And if you're on the side of these white supremacists, these neo-Nazi groups, then you are an evil person. If you're doing that to try to align your pockets, you're evil. That's evil. You're supposed to rely on the Most High for your daily bread and do what's right and have faith in the Most High, not sell your own people out. And it's sickening. I see so many so-called black conservatives. And let me make this clear. I don't have a problem with black conservatives as a whole. I'm talking about you so-called black conservatives that are just your tools being used by MAGA. It's actually sickening. It's actually disgusting. You should feel disgusted with yourself at night. You should feel disgusted. But nonetheless, man, I'm telling y'all. I kind of went in for a minute, but I'm telling y'all. Let me see. It looked like they knocked some people out of the chat. Y'all get the likes up, bring them back in because they got knocked out all at once, unless I said something that offended somebody. Sometimes I can say things when you're doing these streams, you can say things that offend people. You don't even know how you offended them. And I want to make this clear. The real conservatives are those who serve the Creator, who honor his law, statutes, and commandments. They said, where's the link? The link should have been in there. And I want people who disagree or just want to chime in, add to it. Meanwhile, I got a couple other sources that I can go to now. There's a couple things, right? While we are waiting, all right? Because I want to show y'all something that I don't know this one to be 100% true, but I want to share with you all this because the predictive programming is on another level, man. It's on another level. All right, I hear somebody just joined. Christy, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Breed?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. I just want
Great.
to say thank you for doing this video because when Charlie Kirk's wife first spoke and she was very angry, I knew something was wrong and I knew she was involved in some way. But after you did this video, I was like, okay, okay, okay. Now
Came
I
together, didn't
understand.
it?
Yep, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can go ahead
No,
and
I was
speak.
going to say now I understand the whole background because it just looked all fishy. And a honeypot, guys, that is a real thing that has been used in this country for years and years. It's nothing new. And I want to let you know, New Breed, you are doing the Lord's work. You're trying to wake people up. If people want to stay asleep, let them stay asleep. If any YouTuber wants to go on and talk about you or how you are, you're a racist, that's a distraction. Keep doing what you're doing, okay? Don't pay
Absolutely.
attention to it. Keep speaking the truth because now I know how his wife has been directly involved. I did not know before, but watching this video, now my
Mhm.
mind is really going like, wow, this was really planned. This was
Absolutely.
planned like months ago.
Months
So,
ago.
months ago. And that's the very scary part. This man had no idea he was sleeping with the enemy.
Absolutely, and that's how it goes, man. They really be doing these setups, and it's very organized. And I don't know if y'all familiar with gang stalking, but they do it in these programs as well. And we know who runs these programs. It's the government, Homeland Security, to be exact. So
Mm,
her mother working with Homeland Security and them moving to the same area as Kirk and seeing him without him seeing them at a pilgrimage to Israel, that's a lot right there to
mm.
unpack in itself. And
That's
her
too
knowing
much
Trump,
information to
yeah, that's
ignore.
a lot. That's a lot to unpack. But
Yep.
thank you so much, sister. I'm glad that hey, I brung some edification and thank you for joining. Feel free to join anytime.
You're so welcome. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Peace to you. Yep. What's up, bro?
Watching the yeah, I
Hold on.
think conspiracies are through.
All right. Hey man, why you always drinking, man?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a
Hold
lot,
on,
you
hold
know.
on, hold on, hold on. Before you
What?
go in, bro, why you all right, man?
Yeah, I'm all right, man.
All right, man. You always drinking when I catch you, man. I'm just making sure you ain't overdoing it. You good
No,
tonight?
I'm not overdoing it, man. I
All right,
love
all right.
drinking.
All right, man. All right. But hold your Budweiser can down because we're not sponsored by Budweiser.
All
But
right,
go
all
ahead.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think, yeah, they're trying to play it out, right? So the assassin Tyler Robinson, they tried to cover him up because he's actually a secret Trump supporter, right? But they removed it from his life story, so they pinned it on the liberals. They're trying to, I guess, make the Republicans win again because they don't want the other people in power, like the what's her name, Kamala Harris, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. I've noticed the lack of compassion Trump seemed to have had.
Yeah.
Even the Jimmy Kimmel. Oh man, come on! I told you we can't got hold the can down till we done. But
Okay.
it's all right. But I'm gonna go ahead. Thanks for landing your plane, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and chime in on what you just said, though. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. But no, I've noticed how even the clip that Jimmy Kimmel put out there when Trump was asked about how you holding up, and he was like, "Oh, we doing construction here and there. The White House got this new office and all that." That seemed a little bit fishy. Yeah, that seemed a little bit fishy. But anyway, the link is in there if y'all want to join. And I wanted to show y'all something real quick too before people started joining. Let me see if I could pull this up. Y'all know who always doing it? The Simpsons, man. I don't know if this is real because some people be recreating these Simpsons videos. But I don't know if anybody in here can confirm that this is real right here. Let me know something. If y'all can confirm that this image is real, because Simpsons be guessing a lot of stuff. Right? Yep, but anyway. I'm telling y'all, man. There's just a lot of predictive programming. Whole lot of it. And I mean, X is on fire right now. X is on fire. I mean, it's just too much. It's just too much, man. That shows that this could have been planned, a setup the whole time. I mean, even years ago. And they were just choosing who they were going to move on. Like this right here is crazy. It's got Illuminati written all over it. And by the way, y'all, I don't know if y'all heard this, but Alex Jones is back on YouTube. Alex Jones, they finally let Alex Jones back on YouTube after years of being banned. So I'm curious to see how that goes. Yeah, I was just messing with little bro, man. He cool peoples, man. Sometimes last time he jumped on here, he was lit. You know what I mean? So I'm just looking out for him. Hello.
Yo, what's up, Breed?
Hey, what's popping, bro?
Chilling, man.
All right.
I just want to say I appreciate you letting me on.
Okay. Where
But
you from, bro?
I'm from Jersey, man. Shout out New Jerusalem, Jersey.
Okay, that's what's up. So what you wanted to add, bro? You got a disagreement, agreement, or what's going on?
Nah, ain't no disagreement or agreement. I just wanted to point something out that I don't think a lot of people noticed.
Okay.
The day that the unfortunate event happened, that day is right before the Ethiopian New Year. And I didn't even know that, but I pulled up on a Rasta brother, and he told me. And the Rastas, they believe, they like a different sect of Hebrew Israelites. They believe, Yah was black and everything, and they just like like a different faction, but they believe the same thing. So I just thought it was interesting that it happened right before that day. But that's all I had to add.
Right. Yeah, that is interesting. And you know what else? Down in Uganda, and that's all you had to add. I'm gonna go ahead and let you out, land your plan. Thank you, brother. But I'm gonna add to that. In Uganda, you had these people out here waiting for the rapture to come as well. So that's interesting because all of this happened right around the death of Charlie Kirk. And by the way, Charlie Kirk believed in that rapture stuff too. I actually have a video of him talking about that. This fake rapture stuff. There was people actually waiting for the rapture. Matter of fact, I wonder if I got that video, man, because it's crazy. It's crazy, man. But I think I may have it in my ex inbox somewhere. But I'm telling y'all, that rapture stuff had them people in Uganda waiting. Anyway, is anybody else that want to join? Go ahead and click the link.
How many American citizens? He's an Israeli.
All right, let's see. But I'm telling y'all, man. Telling you. All right, who is that? Frank Nitty, what's up, bro? You in here live? All right. I don't think your mic is on. All right, that's not. Somebody in the chat said this needs 200 million views. Yeah, they won't do that. All right, man. I think that's it. Well, this one right here was powerful, man. This was a good one. We brung it out. I just want to thank everybody for joining. If y'all want to sponsor the show, support me via Cashapp. Right there, you can scan the QR code. Any contribution is helpful to the cause, to the movement. Also, if you want something in exchange for your support, go ahead and scan that QR code there. It'll lead you to nubreedglobaltruth.com. And yes, get you some quality merchandise. Make sure you support Hebrew Care when you go over there and just, show up. Anyway, thank y'all. Y'all be blessed out here. More material coming. Y'all have a good evening.